As many K-drama fans are so hooked up with the season 2 of the Alchemy of Souls, let us recall where everything began. Here is the recap of its first season, episode 1. The series begins one evening as rain pours in a small town in Deho country. A mysterious woman erratically walks down the street up to a dark alley. There, she found an impoverished mother with her child, homeless and hungry. The mysterious woman offers them food and let them settle in the chamber. Little did they know, this woman has an ulterior motive. As they enjoy their meal, the woman quietly locks them up and leaves. Soon after, a terrifying being appears from a dark corner of the chamber. He goes ballistic and attacks the poor mother and her child. Luckily, a man saves them and restrains the evil being. He is Jangang, the powerful mage in the kingdom. As he restrains the evil being, the mysterious woman returns and saw the scene. It turns out that the evil being is her son. He is a soul shifter. Soul shifting is a high-level magic that allows the soul shifter to exchange his soul with a dead or a living body, with or without the other party's consent. As his mother checks on him for injuries, he sucks her life energy to restore his vitality. Luckily enough, Jangang ended him with his sword. This is why soul shifting is a forbidden practice of magic. Soul shifters need to feed with the energy of living souls, or they will turn into stone. This is the Alchemy of Souls. The next day, the king summons Jangang to the palace. The king is slowly dying from illness and has no heir to the throne. As he knows Jangang is one of the powerful mages in the kingdom and masters the forbidden magic, he commanded him to switch their souls. Without calculating too much, Jangang obeyed the king and performed the Alchemy of Souls. The king is finally in Janggang's body and finds Dowa, Janggang's beloved woman. It turns out that his plan is to make Dowa bear him an heir to secure the throne. Jangang wakes up to find himself in the body of the king and saw the message about the king's plan to impregnate Dowa and give birth to an heir. Jangang is enraged with anger and frustration, yet unable to do anything with his current weak body. He is full of regret and resentment. The scene shifts 20 years later in a frozen river. Naksu, a powerful mage and a skilled assassin, is notorious in slaying other mages. She fights against a group of sorcerers fervent to kill her as she serves a threat to them. The intense battle leaves Naksu heavily wounded as the master's formidable magic ice arrow pierces through her chest. Although she manages to escape, Naksu starts to lose her strength due to her injuries and blood loss. As she realizes she couldn't win head-on with a wounded body, she thinks of a plan. In a tavern, she met a blindfolded lady and a good-looking server. The scene reveals Naksu's plan. To save herself from the mages that hunts her down, she shifts her soul by performing the forbidden magic. The mages found her dead body and realizes what she did through the blue mark in her clavicle. They discover the server and check for the same mark. They saw none. Park Jin, the master who chases Naksu, believes that she fails to shift her soul to another body. In the next scene, Soyo, a noble from the So family, enters a portal that leads him to Songrim, the place where mages train magical spells and improve their skills. Though Park Jin thinks Naksu's soul shifting is a failure, he brings her dead body and her soul to Songrim. Soyu finds the whistle in her possession and remembers he also has one. Rumors about Naksu's dead body spreads in Songrim. Pak Dangu, the nephew of Park Jin and also the successor of Songrim, and Chang Uk, the young master of the Jang family, are introduced in the next scenes. Naksu wakes up in mudeok's body, the blind lady in the tavern. It puzzles her why her soul appears in the process of performing the soul shifting. Moreover, she realizes that she has her sense of sight and doesn't have the blue mark. She finds it very unusual. Mudeok's body is so weak that Naksu couldn't use her power. As she is blind and an orphan, she is sold to a brothel. It frustrates Naksu even more. On the same brothel, Park Dang-gu and Jang-uk meet. Jang-uk believes that Naksu is still alive using other person's body, and it is where they can find information about her. The head of the brothel, Jewel, finds out that Mudeok is not blind. Mudeok splashes powder on Jewel's face and escapes. She accidentally hides herself in the room where Park Dang-gu and Jang-uk stays. Jang-uk catches her by the door. Mudeok threatens him with a crab leg pointed at his throat. He is astonished by her actions. She makes her way towards the window to escape. Jang-uk gives her his ornaments, which she can sell for money. As she catches it, she falls off the window. On the street, Mudeok recognizes Soyul. It turns out Soyul and Naksu know each other since they were young. He is the one who made the wooden whistle and gave it to her as a gift. The fact that he doesn't recognize her saddens Naksu. As Mudeok sells the ornaments to a merchant, Jang-uk's men caught and took her to the Jang residence. Jang-uk bought Mudeok from the brothel to be his maid. Jang-uk begins to tease her by giving her numerous tasks and errands. Though it hurts her pride, it's the only safe way for her to stay until she finds her sword. When she prepares water for Jang-uk's bath, a jade plaque catches her attention. It is the key to be able to pass through the barrier of Songrin. Secretly, she returns to the room and rummages through his things. Jang-uk stares at her mother's portrait. His face saddens as he recalls his memory of the past. Jang-uk is the son of Jang-kang, the mage who had shifted souls with the king, Gosong, who wanted an heir for his kingdom. That is how Jang-uk was born. Jang-kang has blocked his gate of energy and has forbidden anyone from Daeho to open it. What is even more infuriating is that Uk has yet to know his real identity and why Jang-kang has restricted him like this. Jang-uk caught Mudeok in his room. He lets her stay in his room to keep the brazier hot. Soon enough, when he thought Uk has fallen asleep, she took the jade plaque and went to Songrim. However, Jang-uk opened his eyes as he expected Mudeok's plan and followed her. As she enters the street of Songrim, she saw intruders in black clothes. They start a fire and fight the mages. The mages fight back, and Park Jin extinguishes the fire using his magic. As everything seems to be under control, the reality hits Park Jin, Soyul, Park Dang-gu, and other mages. It was a trick to lure everyone from guarding Jongjingak. Jongjingak is the largest educational institution in Songrim. It is where Park Jin laid Naksu's body and her sword. When they arrive, it's already too late. Naksu's body and her sword was gone. Meanwhile, Mudeok hides herself but gets caught by Soyul. The latter chases her non-stop. Jang-uk saves her and hide themselves in a cabin. With the moonlight that passes through the wall, Jang-uk confirms his theory. With the blue mark in her eyes, she is indeed a soul shifter. She is Naksu. Jang-uk calls her his master. That ends episode 1. Catch the episode 2 recap of Alchemy of Souls season 1 on my channel. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. Thank you for watching.